Galnet News, keeping your galaxy in focus. 12th of April, 3302. Starting off with our highlighted story, from a vantage point of more than 65,000 light-years from Sol, a transmission has been received regarding the Distant Worlds expedition. Sent by Commander Salome, the message congratulates Dr. Kai and Commander Aramis on their colossal achievement, and pays homage to the hundreds of other explorers who took part, saying, quote, "The voyage has yielded a wealth of exploration data, and may well contain remarkable new discoveries about the galaxy in which we live. It has been a pleasure and privilege to be involved, and I wish all the explorers a safe voyage home." End quote. Early analysis of the recovered data indicates that a number of new routes have been scouted, including pathways to Beagle Point, the Core, and Formidine Rift, the Norma Expanse, and many other parts of the galaxy. These routes combine in a complex cobweb, paths through the void. Skeptics were quick to put these discoveries in context, however. Scouting a route is all very well, and we applaud the achievements of these adventurers, said Carl Devine, head of astrocartography at Mars High. But these explorers should not be under the impression that these areas can be considered even partially charted. There is much that remains to be done. Recent reports from Morrina indicate that the system is in the grip of widespread civil unrest. The system's inhabitants have taken to the streets to express their displeasure with local authorities, which have been criticized for failing to tackle rampant criminal activity. In response to this development, the Marina Pro Alliance party has placed a kill order on all wanted ships operating in the system, and has promised to reward pilots who deliver bounty vouchers to Barjavel Vision. The campaign begins on the 7th of April, 3302, and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. And now, injustice from the defenders of our liberties. System security forces are facing hard questions tonight as a devastating report by the Pilots Federation reveals widespread police malpractice. The report centers around what is known as ram and scam, where security vessels issue fines for dangerous flying after intentionally colliding with speeding victims. With security budgets being cut, this is a tempting alternative revenue system, stated the report's author, Albert Pascal. In some extreme cases, individual police officers have pocketed the money. This deception generates millions of credits each year by abusing common law, and it has to stop. End quote. A spokesperson representing security personnel refuted the report findings, saying, "There is no evidence to support these wild accusations. If commanders are not speeding, they will not get fined for dangerous flying." End quote. In science news, weeks after Dr. Arcanon shared Commander Ngalo's report of a Firefly Fandango between the unknown artifacts and meta-alloys, he has issued this update, saying, quote, "After Ngalo's research was published, our science teams set to work, trying to identify whether an interaction was indeed taking place. Soon after, many commanders, including Locastin, Kooi, and Ngalo himself, came to the conclusion that what they were witnessing was most likely a product of the distortion field surrounding the unknown artifacts. The field seemed to diffract light in the artifact's vicinity, causing objects around them to appear in duplicate. After close observation, it was concluded that what appeared to be pairs of dancing fireflies were actually duplicates of the same firefly. I commend the teams for their hard work, and I am pleased to be able to cross this phenomenon off our list of investigations." End quote. And so begins another community goal for the Kui Gateway. The Canary Mining Corporation has announced plans to improve mining in the HIP 93377 system by asking independent pilots to deliver mineral extractors to Kui Gateway for the development of improved material processing facilities at the station. A spokesperson for the corporation made the following statement, saying, quote, "The new equipment will allow us to efficiently collect, process, and store larger quantities of materials and metals than ever before, as well as offer a wider range of equipment to independent miners working in the system," end quote. The organization has promised to reward those who deliver the much-needed equipment to Kui Gateway in the HIP 93377 system. The campaign begins on the 7th of April, 3302, and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. And finally, in federal news, the federal campaign against Onionhead suffered a setback this week when its hand-in-the-hand initiative received only modest support from the galactic community. Despite the best efforts of federal campaigners, a competing scheme to support further research into the drug proved more popular with the public. But although the federal campaign enjoyed only limited success, Onionhead Tsar Edward Boers remained bullish, saying, quote, "It's true that we hope to receive more support," said Boris, "but this is still a significant success. Thousands of tons of Onionhead have now been removed from circulation, weakening the criminal networks that thrive on the sale and distribution of this dangerous drug," end quote. Meanwhile, the Altair Purple Mob, which organized the competing campaign, expressed its satisfaction at the outcome, saying, quote, "Outlawing substances like Onionhead serves only to criminalize otherwise law-abiding citizens and put money in the pockets of criminals. Thanks to the galactic community, we now have the means to conduct further research into Onionhead and prove beyond doubt that not only is it harmless, it also possesses considerable health benefits," end quote. And that's the Galnet news for today. This has been Chip Washington. Tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.